What's happening? YouTube. Jason here. Free Friday. Mixolydian mode. I've covered this in some other videos, and I'm just going to kind of talk about, what you can do with it and how to use it. Free Friday, YouTube fam. I'm a little low emotionally today. Had a kind of a hard gig last night. Sometimes, folks, all it takes is one little thing to to get you off, and in the end, that's a choice. And I guess I made a choice to let it get to me, and it did. And I'm paying for it today. Yeah. I didn't want to play at all. It was the last thing I wanted to do was play or make this video. But now that I'm doing it, it feels good. Not so much the making the video part. I do that for Patreon. Love y'all, Patreon. But the playing right now, I really didn't want to play, and it feels good to play. So let me tell you a little bit about this Mixolydian thing. Well, the harmonica was designed to play the major scale in first position. So this is a C harmonica, Golden Melody by Tom Halchek. And the regular standard Richter tuned harmonica, if you look in the instruction book, right, it plays the major scale really well. And then down bottom, it really doesn't play the major scale so easily without bending, but it does give you a beautiful C chord if you play holes 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's on the blow. And then a nice G chord on the draw. Now you can get the major scale by playing one blow, one draw, two blow, two double bend, two draw, three double bend, three draw, four blow, four draw. just like that. So that same scale is what we use most of the time by accident, whether, especially when we're first starting out, when we play in cross harp. We just don't know it. And that scale is called the Mixolydian mode, right? It's one of the 7 modes. And the reason I call it a scale and not a mode is it's just a group of notes. And so it's the same group of notes as this. Except I'm going to be playing, instead of over the key of C, I'm going to be playing in the key of G, starting on 2 draw, but going up exactly the same way. Now, all of that stuff, all of those breathing patterns, you can find the links to videos on how to play that below this video. And one of the videos is called the Mixed Up Lydian. And I talk about Pat Ramsey. There's also a video linked below this one called How to Play Like a Rock Star, where I talk about John Popper. So one of the most brilliant things about some of these guys, Popper, Sugar Blue, and Pat Ramsey, is they've really taken advantage, whether it was intentionally, whether it was knowing the Mixolydian mode and knowing the layout of the harmonica, or intuitively, they've really taken advantage of what the instrument is tuned to do well naturally. And this mode is one of them. Right? Because it's just a C major scale played over G, starting on the G note or the 2 draw. Now, if you look at some of my arpeggio videos and you look at a 6-chord arpeggio, you hear that all the time in the blues. Right? Or rock and roll. Right? Or you look at a 7th chord arpeggio, which is the same thing, 2 draw, 3 draw, 4 draw, except a 5 draw instead of 6 blow. Pretty woman, right? Same, those 2 arpeggios become mixed, Mixolydian mode. Now we hear that even in bass lines. So it's a great way to solo over 6th and 7th chords. So it's like almost like a 7th chord cheat code. And we hear it a lot in blues. What's different about this video, as opposed to the Mixed Up Lydian video, is I'm not adding to the scale any. In the Mixed Up Lydian, I was talking a lot about how Pat, that's why it's called Mixed Up instead of Mixolydian. I was talking about how Pat added blue notes to it. And then, of course, I came along and started putting the overblows in. Right, so same thing, just with a couple extra notes. But same idea, a little changed up the phrasing a little bit here and there, a little more legato here and there. But anyway, this pure Mixolydian thing is really good to get a hold of. Now, for one thing, practicing any scale at all in its pure form is really important. Somebody wrote me a question on YouTube, and it was a really good question. And this person said, "Hey Jay, why should I learn the minor pentatonic and the blues scale? Like, because they're so similar. Minor pentatonic, and then blues scale just has one extra note." So he's like, "I already know the blues scale. Why should I play the minor pentatonic? I got one more note in the blues scale." It's a great question. Well, there's a lot of reasons. So first of all, getting rid of that note, this note, all right, adds a different, like, ethnic sound to it. And then if I put that note in, it changes the whole vibe of it. So there's that. The other reason is that it's really important to practice playing without certain notes. It's whether it sounds good or not, just because we get used to doing it. Our body gets used to bending. Right, we get used to doing that, so every time I'm going up and down the harp, I'm... Right, and then what's happening is the harmonica is playing me. I'm doing things that I'm used to doing, instead of really practicing some restraint and some mindfulness and thinking about what it is that I want to do. Right? All of that stuff. So it was really kind of a challenge for me right there to just avoid playing that 4-drop bend. So when I'm taking another scale like the Mixolydian, it's a whole other group of notes, and it has a completely different ethnic sound, and it has certain notes that that are different from those two scales that are not in there, and some extra ones that are. And so these are all just different scale exercises I'm doing, going up and down, up 3, up 3, then go down 1. So you just learn the scale and you do them. There's millions of them. Down 1, down 1, up 1. And then one of them I was doing on the other scale was down 4, up 3. Well, let's see how I do it on this scale. Oh wait. Yeah. Something like that. Something like that. But anyway, working through these different things is just get used to like the different ways that it's laid out. Once you do that, it's really, really easy to find a sense of, well, I don't want to say it's easy, but it helps you to get, it's simple. It's not easy. One of the hardest parts for me is simply just not thinking about it too much. And this goes back to the lesson we did last week on soul versus technique. One of the reasons that we practice is that so we don't think about it. It's like Bruce Lee said, we learn everything we can about every particular martial art that we possibly can, so that when we're in a fight, we're not thinking about that. We're just responding intuitively. I'm not sitting there thinking, I'm going to use drunken monkey, kung fu, or taekwondo. I'm just thinking, well, I got to move. Just like that. But the preparation is what allows us the confidence and also the knowledge to kind of just relax enough and say, hey, listen, I did my homework. I got this. Like Bob Dylan said, know your song well before you start singing, right? So getting rid of some of that, like, trepidation and just knowing, trusting what I said in the very beginning, that the harmonica is tuned to C. So really, you could hand this thing to just a kid, and you could play a G7 chord, and just say to the kid, hey, why don't you inhale most of the time and then blow a little bit when you need air? And it's going to work. The kid's going to sound okay. And then with a little bit of refinement, you can really start doing it. And some of, these draw, blow patterns, these are all in the video below, the mixed up Lydian and the play like a rock star. And this one. All that kind of stuff in the glissando. All of that stuff is linked below in other videos. I'm just giving you an overview and like a larger philosophy on why this particular mode, especially in second position with the chords, because, you can use that C major scale. You can use that in 6 other modes, 7 modes total. So you can play that C major scale in 7 different keys with different kind of ethnic sounds. But in second position, you just get that beautiful chords, those 2 beautiful chords down bottom. Very, 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 very cool, right? So I can use that just really, really easily to great effect. Also, I get a lot of questions about the top end of the harmonica. And what I usually tell people is to try the major pentatonic up there. But really, the reason I tell them to do that one first instead of the one I'm going to show you is, first of all, it's only got 5 notes, so it's less. Second of all, it goes back to that not playing certain notes thing. It teaches them to be exacting on their way up and not just blowing in randomly into the thing, trying to make it do whatever. It gives them something that they can remember and repeat again the next day. But you can do the same thing with this scale. It just has a lot more notes in it. Okay, well, it has all of the notes that, or all of the holes that are included there. So here it is. And all of those little cool popper licks are all based on just that easy layout there. And again, it's simple. It's not easy. I have to let go of what I think I know about music and really just kind of relax, and also not play so hard up there. And I like running these little glisses. Been really working on this a lot lately, trying to get my confidence up and really thinking about John Poppers and how just relaxed he is up top. When you listen to him, it's very playful, like. And he's doing a lot cooler stuff than that up there, but that's just kind of like the basic approach. Just getting used to that. And I can do that anywhere. Right? It's just laid out, and I'm just blowing up to the note. We call it glisten. That's how well it's laid out for that particular stuff. See, that's the danger right there, is you start playing some dumb stuff. So there's this balance between like this like abandon of I know everything on the instrument's gonna work, and then just really noodling and playing some dummy stuff, like just like what I just did. Right on the edge there. See, there we go. And that's what I'm working on now. So anyway, there's a little insight into some beautiful stuff that comes out of the Mixolydian. And it's really, really fun and still challenging, right? It's all right there, but that doesn't mean that you're going to make it sound musical without a little work. And so it's just like the harmonica itself. It's very easy to learn, but very hard to get good at. So it might be one of the easiest instruments to make music on the first day, but it's probably in the top tier of the hardest instruments to perform anything deliberate on. See, impossible concentration. Anyway, stuff like that, right? And the Mixolydian. Just practice it. Most importantly, have fun. And thank you guys for watching so very much. I'll put a little tab in here. Not much. Be enough for you to figure it out. I'd like to thank my sponsors, Blue Moon Harmonicas, Honer Harmonicas, Lone Wolf Blues Company, Pedal Pad Pedal Boards, and Patreon. Patreon, my #1 sponsor. They're keeping the videos going every week, giving me video ideas. I had a guy want some videos on different rhythmic ideas. And I'm going to do that one, but I'm going to do it when I get home and I can have my computer and can play some drum parts. All right. Love you all. Appreciate it. Bye-bye.